Welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J-Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 481. YouTube and Zoom took a moment to wake up this morning.
Sure
We
did.
were we were both drinking coffee. The headline that popped up for me when I first looked at my phone this morning was "New large study confirms coffee aids aging women," or something like that. And I was like, I am set. I'm like, I didn't think I'm going to live forever, right? But I was like, hi, yes, I need this like on this headline on a shirt or something. So,
Yeah, confirmation.
yes,
Kind of like all those like red wine is good for heart disease or something.
yes.
Like,
My life choices are leading me in a great,
right.
in a great direction. So, yeah, yeah. How have you been?
Good. Busy, but getting ready to hand off things so that I can take all of next week off and be ready for the wonderful retreat folks that are coming to us next
Yes.
week.
A couple
So
of people got a text message from me yesterday saying like, I just assembled your badge. I'm so excited I get to see you in real life next week. So yes, super, super exciting. It also feels like Rochester is coming alive, right? Like
yes.
last night there was a concert in the park
Mhm.
it was at the Cascade Park. So my husband and I biked over there briefly before it started raining. And tonight is
Mhm.
the first Thursdays on First, which is the street
Oh yeah.
fair that we recommend everybody. I mean, it's just right outside the like a block away from where we're
Yes.
at the hotel. And yeah, we did a bike ride last weekend. We did the Tour de Pepin around Lake Pepin. It just, yeah, it feels like all of a sudden Minnesota, it's summer, right? And all the things
Yeah.
are happening while it's not cold outside.
Yeah, you're taking full advantage. I feel like I have been in I don't know, weird headspace. But yeah, I'm feeling it, right? Because next week I won't have to worry about work and
Mhm.
I can kind of decompress and I'll have a few days before people arrive. So that'll also be fun because I could just get to prepare for you guys, kind of some me time while my kids are at work or, it's so strange to have two pretty much adults in the house, right? Going to
Yeah.
work and taking care of business. Yeah. So,
Look at you. Yeah, look at
mhm.
you. Yeah, no, I would definitely say that I'm feeling a little stretched thin between work
Oh yeah.
and trying to do all of these things and
Well,
retreat.
when the retreat is over is a difference,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Not
yes.
discounting that feeling
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now, and yeah, uh, haven't felt quite so focused as I do this last few days, and we're making sure it all happens and comes together for you. So we're excited.
Yes. Absolutely. Mariette says hello in the chat. Hello, Mariette. A nice pink hand wave. Bright pink, hot pink. All right. Well, the topic of this fine episode is our tips and tricks for retreats. And having
Yes.
ran this one for now the 13th year, I can't believe it. The little baby that was crying on the monitor during some of our first episodes in October is turning 14 on Saturday. So
Mm,
I'm getting ever closer to that state that you were talking about, right? Like 14 seems like on the cusp of like real responsibility and like firmly in those teenage years versus like sort of a tween at
yes.
13, right? Yeah. So yeah, happy birthday to Q. Excited for him to keep on his journey. He joins us in things. He has joined us in things longer than his siblings, so he'll go
Hmm.
to like a cake concert with us, right? Um, and enjoys the yeah, enjoys doing things with us. I don't know if that's to make mom and dad feel a little better or what, but anyway. So yeah, tips and tricks.
Yeah.
I would say my number one as an extrovert, which isn't always obvious to other introverts, is like definitely put yourself out there. I know we've mentioned this in previous episodes, but I think It's worth it. Everybody there is super friendly. We all have a topic that we all love to talk about, right? Like, what yarn is that? Amy, what top is that? What yarn did you make out of it? Oh, I love that color. And like, you can open that door and have conversations with people. And it's, yeah, I think everybody is willing to say like, come along, have lunch with me, right? We're going to go check out the street fair, or we've got a place that we know has great sandwiches. And so, yeah, if you're coming and you don't have a group of folks that you already know, then yeah, put yourself out there. I promise it will pay dividends. And that's not just an extrovert speaking. I feel like we've had other introverts mention that as well.
Yeah, and you know, your first few attempts, you might not find your tribe, but we have had quite a few people that have approached us and said, um, and this is after they've already met their tribe, right? That,
Hmm.
oh, it was a little shaky those first, you know, half a day or whatever, but then I met Julie and we went out to dinner. And so you keep trying. There's
Hmm.
such a variety of wonderful people that attend their retreat. You're going to find somebody that you can talk to and is kind and has all nitty things to share with you. And yeah, it's been great running retreat, and that's my suggestion for any retreat, right? Like,
Hmm.
if you don't succeed, try again, right? Some people might not be in the right headspace to meet new people, and you see them the next day and they remember that you made the effort and they invite you to breakfast. Like, make the effort. And yeah, it's a really fun time. And with, you know, over 150 people coming to our retreat, you know that there's people. You'll find somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I would say even at a multi-thousand person event like Rhinebeck, right? Like,
Mm.
maybe I'm not going to make my next new best friend there, but you stop somebody and you say, "Oh, your sweater is stunning," or like, "Oh, what did you buy in at that booth?" And nobody's going to not talk to you. They're all very interested. If you're not like a cold call person, I guess, right? Like just point blank coming up and talking to folks, I would say volunteering is
Oh,
another
yes.
great opportunity. We'll be asking for volunteers at the registration desk. We have a handful that help with our 5K, and then we often have a handful of other opportunities. So we'll be posting that. And I think, yeah, again, the goodie bag
Assembly.
assembly group is a great one as well, especially for those that are arriving early. And yeah, it's again, you have a job, and you're kind of chatting with your coworkers.
Yes. Yeah, and I will have that out on Discord, and it'll have its own thread. I'll try to announce it like I have been with a few things at everyone, and then linking the thread so that you guys can see it. And there's lots of openings. Basically, I do it via emoji. So each volunteer opportunity will have an emoji attached to it, and then you can respond with the emojis that you have availability for. And then ultimately, you will be assigned to a particular one because coordinating all of that, we need to have the right number of people at each station. So just just putting your emojis for the availability that you have. Like for Megan's 5K, it's a little shoe, and that probably won't change.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them, they'll have their own unique emoji. Might be luck based or luck themed as much as I can in this
Mhm.
one. So
Yeah.
and yeah, meeting new people. There will be a lot of veterans at the retreat, and please reach out to the newbies and take them under your wing as well, so that they might get the full retreat experience.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got badges that we all wear. I think a lot of people put their like hotel key or whatever in it, so it's always kind of out and about. And yeah, if you see somebody wearing a badge definitely and maybe lost or looking for somebody to chat with. There's also the other side of that, like bringing people in and saying pull up a chair, or all are welcome to sit here. So yeah, again, we try to have a super friendly event where everybody is super excited to just be with their fiber friends, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the other piece from me, tips and tricks wise, is kind of that packing list. And as
Mhm.
a crafter, packing the project that you're bringing is super important. I have made the mistake of doing some complicated, or bringing something that is fairly complicated around. I feel like that's kind of like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back sometimes, right? You're referencing a pattern, so you're not as into the stuff that's going on around you, or you mess up and you have to tank. And so yeah, those super simple, shawls that are just kind of gradually increasing, or like a sock, if you're a sock knitter that knows how to make a sock in your sleep, is were are top of mind for me.
Yeah, my right now, what I'm planning, I think the sock that I'm currently working on is too complex. Not going to be doing this one at the
Yeah,
retreat. But I think I'm going to take some woolen Zanache from my stash and
that
cast
is
on a
another
new
thing.
set of socks using that. And then another one that I have is a bottom-up tank that is like 12 inches of just knitting in the round
Yep, yep.
forever, and that's never exciting. It is good TV knitting, but it's never exciting. But if I could just jumpstart that at a retreat, oh my gosh, that's going to be so great. So I'm going to pick out a couple of skeins for this bottom-up tank that I've made a couple times, and happily knit my 12 inches
Yeah.
in the round while chatting with everyone.
Agreed.
So,
And if that isn't like super motivating to you, like you could also use the little locking stitch marker to like be
oh
like,
yes,
oh my gosh, yesterday between like waiting at restaurants and chatting with friends and opening ceremonies, I was able to add 3 inches to the body
yes.
of this thing, right? Yeah.
I have done that even at home. Stick in that
Yep.
marker before you start watching the movie or whatever, just to kind of motivate yourself that, oh, I really did get through a lot by focusing on this during the movie. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me right now, it feels like socks are going to be because
yes.
I'm in a sock mode. But definitely, yeah, I don't know. I haven't packed it yet, right? The other thing is we will have a variety of temperatures, right? So if you have a stunning new FO that does have long sleeves, sometimes the ballroom gets cold, right? So don't just pack the weather outside, short sleeve tank, summer top. There's ample opportunity for a stunning stole. Maybe you made some lace and cables into a stunning sweater or a stunning shawl. Definitely feel like you shouldn't pack only those. But there will be opportunities in your attire packing. After you've locked down your whips and it's taken up like a majority of your suitcase, you can try to fit some FOs and some wardrobe options in there as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Always overpack. I mean, don't suggest to you. I always overpack on that
I am the
options to
I am
wear.
the opposite. Like I have gotten to the point where I'm flying, like most of the time it's always carry on and it can fit under the seat in front of me. But I do pack an extra bag when I go to Rhinebeck in case I just go bonkers, right? So yeah, if there's something in your bag that could end up staying, so like Knitwear Adoption is an event we have,
Mhm.
where maybe something that you knit is very lovely, but just isn't for you. You can give it to a loving home, and then that makes room for more to come home with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're bringing the knitted knockers and those are taking up a certain, that could be replaced with beautiful yarn from the
Yes.
retreat marketplace. But yeah, great reminder that we do have knitwear adoption as well as a free table. So if you have something that you're just not in love with anymore, all of these are going to be donated or disposed of at the end of the retreat. It has to be freely given, I guess,
Yep.
or taken back with you. So we have had some beautiful, beautiful items on the free hand knitwear table, knitwear adoption table. And it's because, you know, you outgrew it or you don't like that color anymore, or it doesn't suit the season
Yeah.
of life you're in. And you just pop it down on the table and people pick it up and they try it on or they, you know, look at it
I've
for a
seen
little bit.
people following people as they are taking their loads to the knitwear adoption table, like, oh, I'm interested in what she's leaving on that table. But yes, it's a great opportunity. Again, just I guess I feel a lot better about it going to folks that I know have come to the retreat and are serious about knitting and crafting versus like who knows what would happen if you donated it to like Savers or Salvation Army or whatever, right? Yeah.
Well,
But it's a great
100%.
movement.
And you know, and if you're industrious, you know, maybe the garment isn't quite for you and it's still there at the end of the, you know, the evening and you're like, but I could take that and make it into something else, right?
Yep.
And get creative with the raw materials that are existing in that item. So, I tend to lean towards, you know, let it sit, you know, because again, I know it's too small for me, right? But
Mhm.
if somebody can use it as is, you know, but then at the end of the evening, okay, that beautiful blue is still sitting there. You might want to snatch it up so you can unravel it and make it into something else that will be loved and
If you
cherished.
do find something, again, I think we all will pretend in our minds if we put something on there that somebody hasn't used it as raw materials, that they've loved it in its current form. But if you have had if you've found something that is just like perfectly you, those are some of my favorite Discord posts
Oh,
after
of
the
course.
retreat is like, I got this from Knitwear Adoption and well, look at how fabulous it is on me,
Yeah,
right? Thank you to whoever, and then there's almost like a meet cute, right? Like I made that.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. I've
yeah,
had
that's a
I
fabulous event.
shrank
I'm glad we continue to do it.
Yeah, I shrank a circular shawl once, or circular sweater once, you know, the ones with the big
Mhm,
collar,
mhm.
and a very petite woman snapped it up and was like, it fits perfect. So
Yep.
I'm so happy when that can happen, right? And I've seen a few other items where when I found out I was allergic to alpaca, I had to give all of my alpaca items away, and seeing those go to the homes that they ended up in, just like I still see pictures of those people wearing it in places that they're going to. So very, very, very wonderful when it can happen like that.
Yeah,
But also,
we also do we do have yarn swaps. So again, those raw materials, if skein came to you via a club or you bought it, a couple years ago and now it's just, it's perfect, practically perfect in every single way, but it's just not you anymore. Opportunity to go home with something different. Maybe not again something that is absolutely perfect for you, but randomly, maybe you're lucky.
right.
You'll end up with a different skein that's better for you. So yeah, we do have those as well, those opportunities as well. Again, that's not going to make room in your suitcase because you're swapping one thing for another. But yeah, the packing list check for me. The last thing that I do prior to the retreat is that shopping list. And boy,
Mhm.
do we have some exciting, some exciting, yeah, shopping to do this year. I
Mhm.
think I'm particularly excited. Nerdy Knits, I saw them at Shepherd's Harvest. Really excited to see their items. I always stop by Leading Men Fiber Arts and try to find a soliloquy skein because my goodness, the put up on that. Lavender Loon has some new linen bases that I think she premiered this month that I'm excited to take a look at. I mean, they're yeah, Woolens and Nosh. There's always a self-striping that I'm super excited about. At the Yarn Choke Rodeo, 716 has, a colorway of the show, and I just finished a sweater, so I've enabled myself to get this year's. Yeah, I think the most regimented lists that I've seen are people know exactly what they want to make with it and exactly how much yarn they will need, right? So they've got a photo of the finished object and like the yardage to make it for them, and then they can just kind of go through the market and be like, right? I think that does help, at least for me, if you've ever gotten overwhelmed. So
Yes.
like sometimes I'll be like, it's all so beautiful and I don't know what I'm gonna make, right? So if you go in with like these are in general some yardages and some weights of things that I would like to make, sometimes it helps narrow those decisions, and that's helpful for me.
Yeah, and knowing the vendors like we do, we kind of have that agenda, right? I think that
Yeah.
Lavender Loon, if I see a yarn that I like there, I do need to pick it up there because she'll do limited runs of some of her bases,
Mhm.
and so you might not get a chance to see it again, and you might also get a chance to see it again. But there have definitely been years where I only bought, for the one project and then knit with it and then came back for more and the availability was no more. So if you see it and you're really wondering about it, there's certain people, and they can let you know if it's a limited run or if you have time to make a decision, because seeing it in person does help you make those decisions, even if they come later on. And then kind of like Queen City Knits, I know that I really like their silk and linen base, uh, Coleman,
Mhm.
and I really think that's an awesome I don't know, strategy or whatever. Just go in with your list of
They
things that
have
you really want.
beautiful samples, so that's a
Yeah.
booth that you could go into and not know what you're going to necessarily make with it and come out with a like that is a pattern that I absolutely want to make
Oh yeah.
with that base. Star Knits has the beautiful bowls. Sister Weekend has the minis and a lot of really great inspired colorways. Treasure Goddess had that silky base last
Yeah, her
year.
bases are very unique. Lots of really wonderful,
I saw Why
play in
Not
those.
at Rhinebeck this past year, and she had some Why Not fibers. She had some fabulous bases as well.
Yeah, new to me, so I'm excited to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who else? We've got Kato Yarns. She has some beautiful inspired colorways.
Yeah, some really
Uh,
bright 80s themed ones and 90s themed ones that I really gravitate towards too. Yeah.
Anna, our speaker, Mochi Mochi, is going to be in the market, so that's exciting for little kits, for little things and other items. Kimber's Cozy Creations, Crafty Like a Monkey, Reiwa Fibers, Hearth and Fiber. No, I said that
Earth
wrong.
and Kettle.
Hearth and Kettle. What else? Very Fun Yarns. Really,
Mm.
has the naturally dyed fibers that are
And
fantastic.
she has some sock blanks. Look at them. They're beautiful.
Yes, they're so great. I've loved my socks that I've made
They're
with those
naturally
sock blanks.
dyed with flowers. They're
Yes.
beautiful.
Mhm. Un Besito has those little smooches packs with the little balls,
Yes.
the little bonbons that are super fun. And then yeah, new this year, Tuft Woolens. She has
Oh yeah.
fabulous
Lotion.
scents. Yes, I travel with a lotion bar because I'm constantly washing my hands because I don't want to get sick. And yeah, then I put the lotion bar on afterwards. So yeah, definitely make a packing list if you get into indecision mode like I can, or just go in and be like, woo, this is exciting if that's more your style. But yeah, those would be my top tips and tricks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, making a list. When you were saying that, I was thinking of our dear Debbie J. Jackson.
Yes.
She always made a
She
list
lived in
with just,
California, but she had a lot of worsted weight sweaters one year on her list.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so just really fun to think about those memories that have also been made in buying the yarn and making the item and then
Yeah.
wearing the
We have
item
two,
back.
we have Yeah, we have 2 sessions. So again, another really great way to meet people is to ask them about what they bought. There's a lot of enabling that happens over lunch, and then people come back and like, I didn't see this, but this person at lunch saw, had this, and I want to check it out, right? So I think you and I got enabled into some a unique base one year over over lunch that we both had to buy. So yeah, again, bring your sense of adventure, bring your kindness, and bring your knits, and bring some new yarn home. I think is the TLDR of all of that.
Yes, yes, and enjoy all that Rochester has to offer. We have wonderful
Absolutely.
restaurants. We have that street fair. Yeah, and it'll be alive with knitters. You'll see hand knits everywhere you go, even on the way to the retreat. Yeah, any knitter that you see along the way, ask them where they're headed, right?
Yep.
And maybe you'll introduce somebody to our retreat. Maybe they just happen to be there.
Yep.
Anyway. Uh, so excited to have everybody come and visit us next week.
Mhm.
And yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Yep. Bye, Ufta. Sorry, I saw that it was 9. So
No, and I got notifications and I thought, uh-oh, because that's where I was kind of fearing and I was like, oh no.